Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel. I feel like I'm really overdue on this purse review. I've had it for about a year. I'm pretty sure honestly closer to 2 years than a whole year and a half. I've had it for a while and it has seen some wear and tear. The whole purse set is the Montana West 2-piece conceal carry, and I did a year and a half ago, I do believe, a review, an unboxing, and my first impression on the purse. It was my first unboxing ever. Now I am going to do a basically like after a year of owning it. I have a couple things that I did not like or what I did like about it, and I still will continue to use it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Real quick, I want to put in a little disclaimer, I guess. I'm sorry if you can hear a dog barking. It would be in the background of this video, and I'm so sorry for that. Our neighbor apparently does not know how to train a dog and also never gets them in. So it just sits out there all day long and also all night long barking, and it's really obnoxious. But we are going to try and ignore that. Starting off, I want to talk about how this smaller purse I honestly have never used. I think I've gotten it out like once or twice maybe to look at it. But otherwise it has been folded up, just sitting in the protective sleeve up inside the top shelf of my closet. So this purse, brand new, conditioned perfectly. We're not really going to talk about it, to be honest. I prefer not to have this size purse, even though I did have it before I got these purses, and that's just because I use my purse now for more than just a purse. For the second purse, this, you can kind of see the size. I'm going to go into the size of this purse a little bit more here in a couple minutes, but first I'm going to say what all I keep in it. This purse is not just always my purse, I already kind of said that, but it's always my diaper bag as well. Since my son is now almost 2, I hardly bring anything compared to what I used to. I used to always pack extra clothes. I used to pack toys in here. Sometimes I do also stuff like random toys, but otherwise it was always packed because it was a diaper bag in a person one. And also, if it's not just a diaper bag in person one, it's also sometimes carrying my camera stuff, and it has done that a couple times in the past when it was really packed. I try not to push it too much, but my camera gear is normally what I would take is 1 to 2 lenses and then the whole body with the battery grip. This purse is weighing probably 10 pounds or more. So keep that in mind when I do kind of show what all is necessarily wrong with this purse. So if we start going through what I normally carry, first I carry my wallet, of course, a pack of wipes, a couple diapers, and the changing pad that you lay down first before you put your child on a changing pad, a coupon book, and also my checkbook, a sippy, and sometimes also Cheerios that is not pictured. Every now and then I do carry my planner. It helps a lot when I go and have appointments, so I don't have to necessarily put it in my phone and then try and remember and put it into here later on. And lastly, if you know me, you kind of know I read a lot, so it doesn't matter what size. This is more of a hardback that's closer to paperback, so I do carry either a smaller hardback or a paperback or a normal sized hardback into this purse, and they both fit very well. You just maybe have to move around depending on what all you also carry extra. I want to talk about the size of this purse a little bit, and this purse to me is still pretty big. I feel like I've gotten more used to it. Here is a planner from last year. It's a little bit bigger than a typical notebook, but not by much. It fits perfectly in there. You can zip it up. You probably have about 1 inch before the zipper. Next, we have a standard 1-inch binder. Technically it fits. I can tilt it to where it goes a little bit deeper inside, and I can zip it, but you kind of start stretching the zipper to try and fit, and I don't want to potentially either break the teeth on the zipper or break them apart or tear a seam on the actual zipper itself. So a binder does fit, minus the fact that it might be a little bit tall. So for this purse, for tax time, I carry a folder with all of our information inside of here, and that way it's all right in my purse. I only have to carry my purse. Let's get into the pros and cons, and they're not going to be one side pros, one side cons. The first thing I'm going to talk about is worn handles. This is probably more user error. Like I said, my purse is heavy a lot. For whatever reason, it's like the coating on the leather starts to tear away. That is the main thing. There is a little bit of seams that have ripped down farther on the actual straps, but the straps that connect to the purse itself, they are still going strong. And one tip that my mom gave me, which I didn't think about but makes good sense, is when it's just sitting down, let gravity have the handles drooping over. It's kind of annoying when you need to get into it because you got to uncross them, but let gravity keep the handles like this, and it won't necessarily have if you keep them like that, where eventually it'll kind of help tear at that seam away from the body. That is one little tip that my mom told me, and I've done that ever since. The only other issues with the actual body, because the body is in very good condition still, it still stands upright. It is a little smashed, and I think that's for my son when he was a little younger and he couldn't necessarily get up on our bed by himself. He would stand on my purse and use that as like like a step stool. I'm pretty sure that's more our fault. Secondly, there are some scratches, but this is definitely user error because of where I put my purse, or where I used to put my purse. It was in between a nightstand and a metal bed, and when it was full and I would shove it in between, it would get scratched by the metal bed. On the inside, it looks brand new. Everything is just like a normal purse. The lining is absolutely perfect still. Nothing wrong, no tears, no nothing like that. The zipper quality, I'm still amazed by. I still love it. The zippers are very like thick, and I don't know how to describe it. Just the quality feels really good. The fact that it stands up by itself still is very nice. An issue I do have is with just learning with Conceal Carry more, and also I feel like testing out products and then getting used to or finding things that you actually like. This Conceal Carry pocket, I know some people might enjoy it a lot. I technically don't like it. Nothing bad with it. My gun fits in here. We have a Ruger Security 9 compact, but the issue is the fact that I personally don't like carrying in a purse. I've learned that a little bit because of the fact that when I have it on my shoulder, and if I'm pushing like a shopping cart with my son where he's sitting inside of a cart, the gun is actually pointing at him, and it's also at his head. It is perfect height because of how tall I am and how tall he is inside the shopping cart. So I don't personally enjoy carrying my gun in my purse because I'm afraid even if it has a safety on, if it ever were to go off at all for some freak accident, I'd really rather it not potentially go off and hurt my kid at all. I do prefer to keep my gun on my body, and also besides the fact of it always being pointed at somebody if I have it in the purse, it's also the fact of how quick can I potentially get it out. I hope to never ever have to use my gun like that, but how quick can I get it out if for some reason I needed to get to it very quickly. So I do like it more on me. That's just a personal preference. I have carried it a few times in there. With the two purses, you also got this holster, and for our gun specifically, it fits really well. It's a little tight, but I feel like it's more snug and secure, especially when going on walks. But personally, I'm not a big fan on it. If it wasn't for the fact that it is for left-handed only, or at least if I was trying to conceal carry, it would be left-handed, and if I was trying to open carry, I could do right-handed, left-handed. Honestly, I don't think matters that much. But for me personally, I can't rotate the clip and change it, so it's always left-handed if I'm trying to conceal. And where I'm at, I don't want to open carry because we are not in the bestest cities. Actually, we are in one of the worst cities in America, and personally, I don't really want to have people know that I'm carrying. That's just for my own good. That way they aren't necessarily either calling the cops for some reason, or they're not trying to get me to use it. I don't want any of this. So I don't use this holster very often. At most, it's walks around my community, and sometimes it's because I will have a flannel or a jacket on over top. Overall, I am still very happy with this purse. It's still very big. I've gotten used to it for the most part, but I'm still getting used to not having a crossbody and having actual straps because of the fact that sometimes when I have to keep it on, the constant slipping off my shoulder, if I'm wearing like a more, not necessarily silk, but more slippery type material on my shoulder, it would just annoy me a lot. So I don't necessarily like how it's only shoulders. Sometimes I feel like a crossbody would have been very useful. That's just more my personal preference on purses. And like I said in the last video when I did my unboxing, I'm not easy on purses, and I'm definitely not one of those girls that has multiple purses that she uses and she switches this out for holidays, occasions, you know, certain things like that. I don't do that. I thought maybe I would with these two since I had two different sizes, but I don't. Maybe the straps are more common wear and tear, but mine are still not necessarily issues. I still enjoy the purse. I still am very thankful for the price that I paid, which I can link up here, that it wasn't outrageously expensive, over $100, but it was still very good for the price that I paid. And it was still, in my opinion, a little bit expensive, but it wasn't as expensive as others. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I hope this was helpful if you were curious about concealed carry purses at all, or specifically the Montana West two-piece that I do have myself. Be sure to stay tuned for any videos I have here on my channel. I'll see y'all next week, and God bless.